Hi from sunny Costa Rica, guys. Mike here, just to introduce another Sound Saga video. Hope you enjoy it. This one's on the Smiths, one of my favorite bands. Please like and subscribe to my new channel, Sound Saga. Really appreciate the support. Meanwhile, enjoy the Smiths. Welcome back to Sound Saga, where we unearth the stories behind music's defining moments. Today, we're digging into the story of the Smiths, the Manchester quartet whose jangly guitars and poetic lyrics redefined indie rock in the 1980s. From Morrissey and Johnny Marr's creative spark to the breakup of the band and their far-ranging influence, this is the story of a band that captured a generation. Or in the case of my family, 3 generations. Let's get started. In 1982, Manchester was a city alive with hidden creativity. Its working-class streets, lined with old libraries and smoky pubs, fostered a love for literature and music, shaped by the lingering echoes of the 1960s folk scene and punk's recent rebellion. A certain type of young local pored over Oscar Wilde's books, scribbled in fanzines, and hunted for rare vinyl in market stalls. In this restless artistic undercurrent, the Smiths took root. Stephen Patrick Morrissey, a reclusive writer known for his fanzine contributions and brief stints with bands like the Nosebleeds, was a local figure with a sharp mind. Johnny Marr, a young guitarist blending 1960s pop melodies with punk's edge, was searching for a collaborator to realize his vision. Through mutual connections in Manchester's music scene, including guitarist Billy Duffy, Marr learned of Morrissey's lyrical talent and showed up at his Stretford home in 1982 to propose a songwriting partnership. That bold meeting sparked one of rock's most iconic collaborations. Morrissey's lyrics wove together heartbreak and wit, and references to Oscar Wilde and Sheila Delaney, capturing the outsider experience. Johnny Marr's guitar work, like the radiant jangle of This Charming Man or the haunting slide of How Soon Is Now, gave those words a vivid soundscape. Joined by bassist Andy Rourke and drummer Mike Joyce, the band soon found its groove. In 1984, their debut album, The Smiths, burst forth with tracks like Hand in Glove, a defiant anthem of individuality. And by 1985, their follow-up, Meat is Murder, had reached number 1 on the UK charts while tackling themes like vegetarianism and the social divide. It cemented their place as indie pioneers. And though I'm not a vegetarian, I have to say, Meat is Murder is my favorite track off that album. By 1986, the Smiths had reached their creative peak with The Queen is Dead, a masterpiece blending humor, tragedy, and romance in tracks like Big Mouth Strikes Again and There's a Light That Never Goes Out. I'd apologize to my mom for how many times she heard that on the turntable on repeat, but actually it just made her love it too. In the midst of the success The Queen is Dead brought, the band faced a shakeup when bassist Andy Rourke was briefly dismissed due to his struggles with heroin addiction. This was reportedly done by a note left on his car windshield by Morrissey.
Oh no.
To fill the gap, the band recruited Craig Gannon, a young Manchester guitarist who'd played with bands like Aztec Camera and Blue Orchids, as a temporary bassist. Within weeks, Rourke was reinstated thanks to his recovery efforts and the band's loyalty. Craig Gannon transitioned to second guitar and enriched the Queen is Dead tour's live sound. His rhythm guitar added depth to performances and to studio tracks like Panic and Ask, bringing a fuller texture to the band's 1986 album.
Hang the DJ. Ask me, I won't say no, how could I?
However, his tenure was short, only from April to October 1986. In fact, I had a poster of the 5-man lineup on my wall a lot longer than Craig was in the band. Tensions over Gannon's integration and role in the tight-knit group, especially with Morrissey, who felt he didn't fit the band's dynamic, led to Gannon's departure. Still, Morrissey's theatrical delivery, Johnny Marr's intricate guitars, and the tight rhythm section of Andy Rourke and Mike Joyce made this era pure magic. This album spoke directly to fans, especially young outsiders who found voice in its literary depth and heartfelt honesty.
When you walk without ease, how can they look into my eyes? hand as I climb into an empty bed.
But here's where things get heavy. Behind the music, tensions were brewing. Morrissey's strong-willed personality didn't always mesh with Johnny Marr's relentless creative drive. A grueling tour schedule and pressure from their record company, Rough Trade, only made things worse. Johnny Marr was eager to explore new sonic territory, while Morrissey was set on keeping the band's signature sound. By 1987, during the recording of Strange Ways Here We Come, these differences became insurmountable. Exhausted and creatively frustrated, Marr walked away, ending the Smiths' 5-year run. The breakup shocked fans, but the members forged distinct paths, each leaving a unique mark on music. Morrissey hit the ground running with his solo career, releasing Viva Hate in 1988, just months after the Smiths dissolved. The album's lead single, Suede Head, soared to number 5 in the UK, its introspective tone and lush melodies echoing the Smiths' spirit. Your Arsenal in 1992, produced by Mick Ronson, leaned into glam rock and earned critical acclaim, while The More You Ignore Me, The Closer I Get in 1994 became his biggest US hit.
The more you ignore me, the closer I get.
Morrissey's lyrics continued tackling loneliness, rebellion, and social issues, but his outspoken views on politics and animal rights stirred controversy, dividing fans and critics. By the 2000s, You Are the Quarry marked a commercial comeback, with tracks like First of the Gang to Die proving his staying power. How about we hear a little bit of Let Me Kiss You from this era, especially for my wife. It's her favorite.
Let me kiss you.
Heck, let's throw in Nancy Sinatra's version just for fun.
Close your eyes.
With over 15 studio albums, Morrissey's solo career has made him a cult icon, influencing artists like The Killers and Lana Del Rey, though his legacy remains a mix of brilliance and debate. Johnny Marr took a different route, becoming one of rock's most versatile collaborators. Right after the Smiths, he joined The, adding grit to their 1989 album Mind Bomb, with tracks like The Beaten Generation.
The Beaten Generation, open your eyes.
He then co-founded Electronic with New Order's Bernard Sumner, blending indie and dance music on hits like Getting Away With It.
I hate that mirror, it makes me feel so worthless.
Marr worked with everyone from Talking Heads to Pet Shop Boys, showing his range. In the 2000s, he joined Modest Mouse, contributing to their hit Dashboard, and later played with the Cribs on Ignore the Ignorant in 2009. His solo career kicked off with The Messenger in 2013, delivering introspective rock that nodded to his Smiths roots while exploring new sounds. Marr's melodic, layered guitar style became a blueprint for indie rock, shaping bands like the Stone Roses, Oasis, and The Strokes. His collaborative spirit and technical skill have made him a revered figure in music. Andy Rourke, the band's bassist, brought a melodic foundation to the Smiths, but struggled after the split. He played on early Morrissey singles like November Spawned a Monster, and worked with artists like Sinead O'Connor, but struggled with heroin addiction, which disrupted his health and career in the late 80s and 90s. Rourke later recovered and formed bands like DARK and Freebase, but kept a lower profile. Mike Joyce, the drummer, played with bands like the Buzzcocks, but got caught up in legal battles, suing Morrissey and Marr over royalties, which fractured their relationships. Despite these struggles, the Smiths' music has never faded. Their influence powered the indie rock boom of the 90s, inspiring bands like Radiohead, Suede, and Blur. Songs like How Soon Is Now and This Charming Man still top best-of lists, their themes of longing and identity hitting home with new generations. Reunion talks, particularly in 2007, went nowhere due to the strained relationship between Morrissey and Marr. Still, the music lives on, in every jangling guitar line and heartfelt lyric in modern indie rock.
I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour.
The Smiths' brief but brilliant run created a sound that still speaks to outsiders and dreamers today. Morrissey and Marr's partnership and their incredible solo journeys shaped indie rock for decades. So what's your favorite Smiths song? Or maybe a highlight from Morrissey or Marr's solo work? Drop it in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications of future episodes for more music history. I'm Mike. I'll see you next time.
Frankly, Mr. Shankly, I'm a sickening wreck. Girlfriend in a coma, I know. The devil will find work for idle hands to do. Let me get what I want this time.